in front of me. Just like right now. I'm kind of scared, and I don't know whether or not I have them, but before I know it, the light is off, and a voice like a goddess to the left of me says 2 words. No, cavities. That's right. No cavities in my teeth. Which for me meant one thing. I could finally get a prize from the dentist. These prizes, when I was 4 years old, were the most exciting part of going to see the dentist. But to get one, I had to earn it by doing 3 things. 1, go to the dentist. Easy enough, except I can't drive when I'm 5. 2, let the dentist look inside my mouth with her funky-feeling gloves and small mirrors, while I suffer in her freezing chair. And 3, don't ever get a cavity. However, I probably would have still gotten a prize even if I had a filling or 2, but I really don't know. When it came down to selecting the prize, that was always the hardest part for me, because I knew that this was a twice-a-year thing, and that always felt like an eternity away. When the box was in front of me, a collection of questions would come to my mind. Should I choose a bouncy ball or a paratrooper? What about a slinky or a slingshot? Every time I went to the dentist, I always had the hardest time deciding which prize was the best for me. However, there was this one time where it was not just easier than usual, but actually the easiest to selecting whatever was. Once the dentist was finally finished sticking cold mirrors and thingamabobs in my mouth, she took out from a lower cupboard a box of gifts. But like I said, this was the easiest the prize selecting ever was, because lying belly down on top of the stack of prizes, with his little round orange ears, was just a small stuffed animal with hardly any fluff in it. Today, he, the stuffed animal, is about the size of the palm of my hand. But back then, he was my hand. He had 4 little orange arms and a little orange nose, and a body the color of titanium white. Once my parents and I had said our goodbyes to the dentist and thanked her for my suffering, I decided immediately that I should give this new friend of mine a name. So, for no reason that was and still isn't apparent to me today, I named him Squeaky. The only possible reason that I could come up with that would explain my choice of name for my new friend was because I thought my new stuffed animal dog was a mouse. Fast forward 3 years later, I'm now 7 years old and finally able to go to a store that I had always speculated on what was inside. Costco. With the help of a friend of mine and our parents, of course, we were able to infiltrate the store of a secret society using a very special key, a membership card. About 15 minutes after taking in the new sights and smells of endless free samples and 6-pack sodas, I noticed a stuffed animal. This guy, though, this other stuffed animal, was massive, at approximately 1,000,000 times bigger than tiny little Squeaky. This guy was the biggest teddy bear I had ever seen in my entire life. So, that Christmas, I wrote a very nice letter to, you guessed it, Santa Claus, asking for that very teddy bear, but in the process, nearly forgetting that Squeaky even existed. I had become so obsessed with that big bear that I was unable to think about anyone, anything, or any other stuffed animal in my life. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I still held Squeaky in my hand when falling asleep, but I would be dreaming of having that mammoth of a bear inside my house, and most of all, wondering where to put it. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I never did get that 135 centimeter tall beige behemoth from Santa. Though thinking about it today, he probably wouldn't have been able to get it down our chimney. But it just goes to show how the size of the stuffed animal should have never really mattered to me at all. It's like how even though the mouse, similar to Squeaky, was so small, he was able to scare away the big elephant, like the big Costco teddy bear, like an incredible game of Clash Royale. Even today, Squeaky has always had my back, and even though he is so small, I don't think his heart would be able to get through my house's door, if it were scaled properly, that is. And looking back at that time with the dentist, it was definitely worth it being under that light in that awkward chair. Because after that, I was no longer scared of the dentist's long little toothpicks and little mirrors, because I had on my shoulder my friend Squeaky. Thank you.